It's happening. It's Richie from the Mac and Cabby channel. I hope you're doing really well today. It's Wednesday, the 18th of June, and it's fixture release day as well. So we all know the fixtures come out at 9 o'clock this morning. And I was anticipating them coming out. Excited to see who we're going to be starting playing with. And more excited to see when we're going to be playing them lot up the road as well. So what I can say is I think we've been handed a pretty good start of the season. I think we've got some games we're playing at the start of the season are winnable and we can get points from, definitely. And I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't. As I'll come on to in a second as well, we have got a certain month where it's just brutal. Unbelievable the way the fixtures have worked out, but I'll come on to that, like I said, in a second. So, the first three fixtures of the season, we've got West Ham at home, and then we've got Burnley away, and then we're home against Brentford again. So the first three fixtures of the season, they're winnable games in my opinion. I'm not being deluded by saying that. I think we can generally pick up points from that. To the point, I think we can beat these teams as well who we're starting to play against as well. So for the first three games of the season, I've just given a prediction of scores. It's just what I think we might be able to do against these teams. Obviously, still as yet, we don't know who's coming into the club, how we're going to strengthen the team. There might be still one or two players in our squad that might be leaving, which I hope not. I hope we'll keep who we have at the minute. I don't want to see anybody else leave. But we need to strengthen. And I think this is going to be a massive test for Speakman and, you know what I mean, in the backroom team to bring in, you know, the right players and the right quality. We did mention on Monday about bringing in youngsters. Me and Cabby were talking about it. And it's all very well bringing in wonder kids and these players that have got great promise and futures, but can they do a job in the Premier League is more concerning than saying, yeah, these have got potential, right? We need players to come in now who have got experience and bring in players who are like these wonder kids who have got great futures. We need a really good mix, but we need experience brought into this club if we've got any chance of winning games and surviving in the Premier League. Anyway, so the first three fixtures, I've just given predictions of what I think we can do against these teams. So I've gone with Sunderland v West Ham. Obviously, it's the first home game of the season. We're going to be bang off for it. Absolutely brilliant as well that we've sold, I think it's around about 37,500 season tickets this season as well, and that is unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic achievement by the supporters and the club as well. Personally myself, I'm not a season ticket holder because some weekends I do have to work and it's not really worth my money. You know, if I'm to work 2 or 3 weekends in a row, I'm going to be missing 3 games there. So I just buy my tickets when I can make it to the matches. But I'll tell you something, it's going to be very hard, I think, in my opinion, to get tickets for the games next season if you're going to be buying them like I do. So if I think about 37,500 season tickets, there's going to be roughly, I would say, maybe 3,000 to 4,000 away fans. I'm not sure on the allocations or anything. That's just a rough guess, rough estimate. So there's, you know, you're gonna have to be fast to get these tickets. You know what I mean? As soon as they come out, you're just gonna have to get them, like I'm gonna have to do as well. Which is a bit gutting because I would love to be a season ticket holder again. I was the last time we were in the Premier League because obviously my circumstances were different then. But you never know, in the future I might be able to do that again. But be fast to get your tickets if you want to go to the games. But that's great because what we need to do next season is make the stadium a light and intimidating place for teams to come, and teams that are going to be fearing to come here. We need to make the stadium a light fortress next season. There's going to be, you know, away games are going to be really tough in the Premier League. Every Premier League ground, you know, maybe 3 or 4 of them that are not, but most of them are very intimidating places to go. Massive stadiums sell out every single week, so it's going to be a new venture for our players as us as fans. But what a great achievement! What a great achievement! The season hasn't even begun yet. We've got 37,500 tickets sold already, so absolutely brilliant, and well done to you guys out there as well who's bought the tickets as well. Anyway, back to this, because I do waffle and I tend to go off onto little ventures as well, so just bear with us, alright? So anyway, the next game we've got Burnley away, right? And I've gone for a 3-1 victory against Burnley. And I think Burnley's the team that we're just going to have to go for it. You know what I mean? They're on our level. Yes, they got through the automatics and there was a certain amount of points ahead of us. They did well last season, fantastic defensive record, and they've got a really good manager in Scott Parker. But when we're playing teams like Burnley and Leeds and Bournemouth, Brentford, West Ham, just to name a few, you know what I mean? Those are the games we should be trying to win, and if not, we should be winning those games, especially if we're at home. Burnley, from what I can gather, is they don't have a lot of money to spend. I don't think they've got anywhere near the amount as what we've got to spend this season with the fair play rules. So basically, Burnley are going to have to maybe sell a couple of players. Rumour in the middle, obviously, James Trafford and Josh Brownhill will be rumoured to leave. But I think Burnley are going to struggle next season. No disrespect to Burnley, by the way. But I think they're going to struggle. Out of the 3 promoted teams that have come up, I think they're going to be the one that's going to struggle more than ourselves and Leeds next season. So Burnley, we're going to have to beat them. We'll have to get those points on the board because we're going to be competing with them all season because they're going to be around the same area as what we are, I believe. So anyway, I've gone for a 3-1 victory against Burnley. Really achievable. Why not turn up their place, get the 3 points from there and bring them back. Next game as well, we've got Brentford at home. And I've gone for 1-0 against Brentford. Now, people might be thinking, really, against Brentford? Brentford are a really good team. Yeah, they are. And they've got some really good players, and the style of football is brilliant as well. But they've lost Thomas Frank. And he's an absolutely exceptional manager. And I think Brentford next season are going to struggle because of that reason. I watched a little documentary a little while ago on a certain sports channel about Thomas Frank, and they were doing an interview with him and doing an interview with a few of the players as well, and they were saying like his type of culture and his man management that he brings to the club is mostly this reason why they were so successful. Yeah, they've got a really good squad. They haven't got any sort of like world beaters in the team, and there's 1 or 2 players in their squad as well that will be leaving. So I do genuinely believe Brentford are going to have a hard season coming up, and I think we're going to be one of those teams that are going to be battling with Brentford for the relegation. I could be totally wrong in saying that, but that's just my opinion. And I think, if we're playing at home against the likes of Brentford, it's another winnable game for us. They've lost a top manager. You know what I mean? It's going to take time for another manager to come in, cement his style of football, cement the way he wants to play. Yes, there's obviously all that, hoodoo or whatever it is when a new manager comes in, always win so many games to start off with and then they go off onto a dive. I don't believe that'll happen with Brentford. I think they will struggle next season, but we'll have to wait and see. So anyway, with those 3 fixtures, I've gone for 7 points, and why not? West Ham, Burnley and Brentford, if those are the teams that we should be competing with next season and taking points from them. So those are 3 games that we can definitely pick up points from. And I'll be a bit disappointed if we don't. But I'm also not being deluded saying, we're going to smash them, this, that, and the other. I don't think we will. But I still think we've got a good chance against these teams as well. Anyway, quickly, I'll just move on to the other set of fixtures. So I'm just reading off another screen here. So I'm going to talk about December, right? And I bet loads of you out there have already had a look and thought, oh, God, that's a bit brutal. And it is. I mean, we're away to Liverpool at the start of December, the 3rd of December. So that's a midweek game. 3 days later, on the Saturday, we are away to Man City. 3 days. And then on the 13th of December, which I believe this fixture date will probably be moved for TV because they've got it as a Saturday and the derbies are never on a Saturday. I can't remember the last time a derby was on a Saturday. It's always a Sunday. And it's always a lunchtime kick-off. So that's going to give her an extra day to rest and prepare for the derby game. But to have Liverpool, Man City and Newcastle three in a row, let's not be around the bush. They're 3 top 6 teams in my opinion. Yes, it's Newcastle, but let's get it right. They are a really good team and they've been up there for the past few seasons. So 3 games in a row against top teams. Derby day though, we've got to take advantage at home against Newcastle. We've got to pay them back. And I know there's a number of players in our squad like Dan Bollard, Dan Neil, Patterson, Hume, Sirkin. All of them will be wanting to get their own back on Newcastle for that drumming that we've got against them in the FA Cup. Different time, different squad. Different manager. We had Michael Beale then, man. No wonder we lost against them. Then after that, we've got a away game against Brighton. Again, Brighton and no mugs. That's going to be a very difficult game. We're at home against Leeds, though. That's a little bit of a promising one on the 27th, but I think that might be moved for Boxing Day. I'm not sure why it's the 27th. And then after that, we're playing Man City again at home. So December is just brutal, man. It's just going to be so hard, but you never know. Stranger things happen in football. We might be able to pick up a draw here or there and hopefully beat the Mags, because that'll just be amazing if we can beat the Mags. It's going to be different when we go to their ground, I think. You know what I mean? That's just the way it works, but generally, why not? Why don't we get one back on them? And I think, if anything, all the pressure is going to be on Newcastle next season, because obviously you know what they do when we beat them. But anyway, what I want to know is, what do you guys think? Is there any certain fixtures that you're excited for next season? Is there any months where you're thinking, like December, you think, oh my god, it's just going to be dreadful, it's going to be so hard? Or you're just excited, just bring them on and see what we can do? How do you feel about the opening fixtures as well? Do you think we can pick up any points off those teams? And just generally, how do you think we will get on next season? So just drop us a few comments if you like, and I'll respond to you guys. And then, as the transfer window goes on, I will be coming back on to do some more little videos for you guys. Anyway, take care of yourself. I'm going to go out now and enjoy some of the sun, because it's just so hot to stay inside today. Have a mint Wednesday and take care of yourselves.